Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day, my oh my. It's a beautiful day. It's a wonderful day. How are you? It's Wednesday, as a matter of fact, the 25th day of September, 2019. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. Got a great show for you today. I always promise you a great show. We try and deliver. We endeavor every day, Megan and I, to put together a decent show. We don't do it all the time. We often, in fact, fail. But we try. And we're going to try and give you a good show today. It helps when you have really good guests. And I have really good guests. Last week, I had a chance to go up to the Bavarian village of Leavenworth and talk to three people heavily involved in the 55th annual Autumn Leaf Festival, which is this weekend in Leavenworth. I had a chance to talk to royalty, the royal lady, Charlotte Lay, sat down and talked with me. We sat down and videotaped right outside the gazebo in downtown Leavenworth. Also, the royal Bavarian Kanzler, Scott Bradshaw, and Jim Willems, who is the Grand Marshal of the parade. We taped all of these things last week. We had a great time. You're going to love that conversation that's coming up in the back half of the hour. Again, if you have good guests, that's half the battle right there. You want to enjoy today. You really do. The forecast so far from the National Weather Service has been spot on. Today's going to be very nice indeed, and then things really get changing. On Friday, we'll talk about that unseasonably cold weather. We're talking about temperatures close to 20 degrees below normal for this time of year. That all-important weather forecast. If you have outdoor plans on Saturday and Sunday, we're going to get you going. We're going to prepare you for what you need to know for that from the ever-widening world of weather. We got news, of course, lots of that to get to. Sports, including highlights of last night's Eastmont Wenatchee soccer game at Leavenworth Field at the Apple Bowl. Our cameras were there for the last few years anyway. The Panthers have owned the Wildcats on the pitch in girls soccer. Eastmont turned the tables on the Panthers last night. We got that. Plus the obscure holiday. Everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. Birthdays. And today in history, the sun is up at 2 minutes after the hour. It has been for about 11 minutes. Let's go around the valley with our Valley View cameras. Good morning, Wenatchee Valley. This is the last day where we will have more sun than darkness, more daylight than darkness until, well, the winter solstice. Sunrise this morning was at 6:51. Sunset tonight at 6:53. That's 12 hours and 2 minutes of daylight. Tomorrow it'll be 11 hours and 59 minutes of daylight. So the scales of daylight will tip as this day progresses. Good morning, Wenatchee Valley. Beautiful morning today. We're in for a gorgeous day today. Lots of sunshine, very little wind. Get it while the getting is good. It's 54 degrees, by the way, outside of our studios. Let's go to camera number 2. Megan gets to decide. It's dealer's choice. That's Nanapoc. Hey, good morning, Nanapoc Ridge. Good morning, Lake Wenatchee. Leaves are already starting to turn up there. And with this very chilly weather coming up, I have an oak tree in my front yard. It looks just like it would do in the middle of July. It hasn't turned, not a single leaf has changed color yet. That is different in many locations, including the Lake Wenatchee area, where the leaves are already starting to turn. And with this cold weather, it's going to really start turning. Now, my guess is it's by the time we get to Monday and Tuesday of next week, a lot of the trees are going to start showing their autumn colors with the cold temperatures coming up, certainly in the Lake Wenatchee area, as you see there. Camera number 3 is around a rock, with Turtle Rock dominating your view there. We had a great time. You can't quite see the area up to the Antioch Valley. We had a great time visiting with the good folks at Snowgrass Winery. We'll have that interview for you tomorrow. They have the Wool Work for Wine get-together on Sunday at Allen's Place. That conversation is going to air tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Beautiful area up there. Good morning to Lake Antioch behind Rocky Reach Dam and the Wenatchee Valley way off in the distance. And camera 4. Megan says, let's see what's happening in this area there. I'm going to say either Waterville or maybe Rude Canyon. It's Rude Canyon. I did pretty good, considering you can't really see, I can't really see in the studio what we're looking at, but that's not bad. Sun's up there, just a couple of high clouds. That's about it. As I mentioned before, today is going to be just a perfect day. Things start changing tomorrow. It's not going to be bad on Thursday. It's going to be a little breezy. In fact, Thursday is going to be a little bit like yesterday. Today is sandwiched in between them, and we're going to have lots of sunshine, but not a lot of wind. So that's our view from around the Wenatchee Valley at 5 minutes after the hour from the National Weather Service. Your forecast. There you go. As I mentioned before, things are looking good today. Lots of sunshine. High of about 71. Slight chance of a light raindrop tonight. I wouldn't bet on it, but it is going to cloud up. 57 for the overnight low. Thursday, again, sunshine, but it's going to be a little breezy at times. Northwest wind about 6 to 15 miles an hour, gusts as high as 24 miles an hour on Thursday night. Thursday night's overnight low 46. Getting down there, a little breezy at times on Thursday night. And then Friday, things start really changing. Unsettled weather will begin. Much colder temperatures. We have that same graphic that we showed you yesterday. Going to show it again for you today. Big, strong, cold front is going to come in overnight Friday, right on into Saturday morning. It's going to produce not only some raw temperatures and some mountain snow in the super upper elevations. Don't worry about passes. That'll be fine. But also it's going to be a little windy at times. So that's going to make it feel much colder. Even though, so we're talking about temperatures well below normal and also a little bit breezy. Temperatures could be 20 degrees below average by the time we get to the weekend. And it all starts on Friday. Quite a bit of sunshine for the most part. A little windy at times on Friday. As I mentioned before, the cold front will begin to work its way down. By Friday night, it'll start really coming down. 40 for the overnight low Friday. Saturday, just a very raw day. Lots of clouds, a chance of rain. A high of only 54 degrees. If you're going to do the Autumn Leaf Festival Parade, that's at noon on Saturday. We could see temperatures in the lower 40s when that parade starts, and we could even see a raindrop or two on Saturday. Look at Saturday night's overnight low, 39 degrees. Been a long time since we've had a temperature below 40 in the Wenatchee Valley. And again, can't rule out rain with snow in the upper elevations. We're talking 46, 47, 4,800 feet, that kind of area. We calmed down a little bit Monday, lots of sunshine, but chilly, only 56, chilly on Tuesday. Yesterday's high, by the way, was 74, or normal high, 74. Check this out. Yesterday's low on Tuesday, 49. Normal low, 49. It was a very normal Tuesday. But things are going to change for the weekend. Don't say we didn't warn you. It's 7 minutes after the hour. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your Wednesday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, and we're broadcasting live this morning from Studio 8 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
My first experience with CVCH, I had to come in with my daughter by myself with a cut in my hand that required stitches. And the care and compassion at CVCH was really significant, that they took the care and compassion and made me feel more as a human instead of just a patient there. The care they have for their community all around, inside and outside the clinic, is what I feel like is different. And that's what makes me want to come back to CVCH and recommend them to my friends and family.
Hi, my name is Jim Heinlein, independent agent and owner at Springwater Insurance Group, formerly known as Senior Insurance Services. And we recently decided to make that name change because we're offering so many different other types of insurances in addition to Medicare education and enrollment, like we've been doing for 15 years. So if you have questions about Medicare or any other forms of insurances, give us a call at Springwater Insurance Group, 888-2600, or visit us at any of our 5 locations.
Welcome back. 8 minutes after the hour on this Wednesday. Clear skies and 54 degrees outside of our studios. Lots of sunshine. Very pleasant day today. Lots of sunshine on Thursday with a little bit of wind. Things start changing on Friday and Friday night, and just a cold, raw weekend heading our way. Here's what's making headlines. A Rock Island family was displaced after their home was destroyed by a fire. This happened on Monday night. The blaze was first reported at about 7:25 at the residence located on Cambridge Avenue. Douglas County District 2 Fire Marshal Kurt Blanchard says the single-story wood frame structure was a total loss.
The fire, although contained to a back bedroom, unfortunately extended throughout the home. There was extensive smoke and heat damage to the home. No one was injured, and the fire is currently under investigation.
Blanchard said the owner told him that she had just paid off the mortgage on the home just the previous week. Chelan County Fire District Number 1 also assisted in the firefighting efforts. So Wenatchee police say an armed man displayed a handgun on Monday during a minor dispute with a delivery driver. 36-year-old James Eugene Potridge allegedly brandished the firearm after the FedEx driver stopped to let Potridge cross on foot on North Wenatchee Avenue about 11 a.m. Again, this was on Monday. While making his delivery at Hooked on Toys, the driver says Potridge approached him, showed the weapon, and worked the action. The incident was caught by security video. Police caught up with Potridge in a nearby parking lot When he was searched, he was carrying a loaded .380 caliber pistol that police said he owned legally. He remains jailed on a possible charge of felony harassment. Prosecutors filed charges Monday against an East Wenatchee attorney accused of breaking his wife's nose. 54-year-old Paul Stephen Kuby. He was charged with second-degree assault more than 2 months after his spouse sought treatment on July 9th at Central Washington Hospital. She allegedly told care workers there that the injury happened during a fight with her husband. Now, 5 years ago, Kuby was arrested for a contempt of court for violating a judge's orders in his own divorce case. He's now a partner at the East Wenatchee law firm of Lacey, Kane and Kuby, where outgoing Mayor Steve Lacey is also a partner. Kuby must appear in Douglas County Court on October 7th. His case is going to be heard by visiting judge. Judge Brian Huber has recused himself. Well, Chelan County Port District commissioners are expected to sign off on plans to purchase the Executive Flight Building at Pangbourne Memorial Airport. The port's executive director, Jim Kuntz, says the building will serve as the new headquarters for the recently formed Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority.
Well, the regional port in its planning is trying to find a headquarters for the Regional Port Authority and the roughly 25 employees. And we believe having our headquarters near or at the Pangbourne Memorial Airport makes the most sense because that is one of the biggest assets that we manage on behalf of the two-county region. So,
the building currently serves as the home base for the Douglas County Port District. The Kuntz says the port will purchase the building and the attached hangar for about $4 million. He says Chelan County's existing headquarters, the Chelan County Port's existing headquarters in Old Station, will be leased out for private business development. Commissioners will meet Wednesday to formalize the property deal. Well, a flyer promoting links to white national websites has put Wenatchee Valley College campus on edge. This just a few days before fall classes begin. Our very own Jefferson Robbins tells us more.
On September 10th, 9th Street neighbors of Wenatchee Valley College found a series of flyers on their sidewalks, bagged in plastic and weighted down with stones. The flyers were headlined "No White Guilt" and included links to websites that promote white nationalism and anti-Semitism. Aaron Tofty Nordvik, the college's Associate Dean of Campus Life, Equity, and Inclusion, says the flyer is a recruitment poster for white nationalist causes. That's a concern for a campus where classes just started Monday, and 46% of students are Latinx.
Mostly, hopefully, we feel that it wasn't directly targeted at this point, and the students, are sad that this kind of rhetoric is still out there.
In response, the college's Bias Incident Response Team assessed the issue, looking at campus safety. Wenatchee police were informed, and college president Jim Richardson reached out in a campus-wide memo, saying bias against students will not be tolerated. So far, there's been no repeat of the flyers, which have also been distributed in places as far away as Terre Haute, Indiana, and the Chicago suburbs. But it's not the first time it's happened at WVC.
As a college, we really want to respond to our student needs, and we want to respond quickly, and so we just are always here for the students and trying to keep a safe campus.
Jefferson Robbins, NCW Life.
Thank you for that report, Jefferson. We appreciate it. Leavenworth is being recognized as one of the best locations in the Pacific Northwest to experience autumn. A study conducted by Expedia ranked 21 small towns across the country based on the best times for fall foliage, nearby outdoor recreation, the number of fall festivals, breweries, wineries, and restaurants. Leavenworth came in second in the Pacific Northwest, sandwiched between the number 1 town, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and Hood River, Oregon, which came in at number 3. Winthrop, by the way, also ranked. They ranked number 7 on the list compiled by CarRentals.com. The blog site identified the Washington State Autumn Leaf Festival and Oktoberfest as seasonal events that help the Bavarian towns high ranking in the study. Don't forget, we'll be visiting with the people who are heavily involved with the Autumn Leaf Festival in the second half of this program. A suspect in Moses Lake had to learn twice about the wisdom of messing with a police dog. 30-year-old Timothy Riggins of Moses Lake ran from officers last Friday as they were responding to a domestic violence call. Officer Brad Zook was nearby. He had his canine with him, Rex, who quickly caught up with Riggins, took him down in a stack of sheetrock, but that wasn't the end of his encounter. There was also a warrant out for Riggins' arrest. Here's some dramatic footage.
please. Please. 124 back. I have the subject. Oh! Oh! Rex! Look! Hey! Look! Oh! Stay right there. If you take off again, you're gonna get bit. On the ground! Get on the ground now! Get back in there! Get him! Turn around! Get on the ground! Turn over! Rex, loose! What's it? Good boy! Yeah! Oh, good boy! Oh, good boy! Yeah, you...
Wow. By the way, Rex will not be featured on tomorrow's edition of Kennel Cameos with Megan McPherson. That's what's making headlines at 16 minutes after the hour. What made news on this Wednesday? We'll put together a little package for you, and you can check it out yourself. What happened around the Wenatchee Valley, North Central Washington, the news with Grant Olson and Eric Granstrom at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 5, 6, and 10. Available also to watch on demand by going to our website at ncwlife.com. We'll have the news up and running right around 5 o'clock, or you can watch older newscasts or any of our archived programs also by going to our website at ncwlife.com. You can use our website to get a hold of us. Just click on the Contact Us icon, or you can simply email us news@ncwlife.com. I'm going to take a break at 17 minutes after the hour. Sports and a lot of it. When we come back in 1 minute, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 2 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
The world around us is constantly changing. Major employers in North Central Washington have expressed a need for capable, qualified engineering technologists who can think critically and solve problems. And at Wenatchee Valley College, we listened. We are pleased to offer a Bachelor of Applied Science Engineering Technology degree to provide you with a world of new opportunities. Your time is now. The future is waiting for you.
Welcome back. 18 minutes after the hour. Sunshine and 54 degrees. Let's do sports. The Eastmont Wildcats made a first-half goal by Jaden Brown. Stand up. 1-0 the final. The Wildcats over the Panthers at Leap Off the Field at the Apple Bowl last night. Megan Chandler got the lead pass that she chipped over to Jaden Brown for what proved to be the game winner. Our cameras were there. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wiesen with the call.
Brown, deep ball. She is onside. Yes, it's Chandler. Chandler tries to shake one off, does, goes for the second one, does, gets that left foot ready, instead it's a shot, go, 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 go! For the Eastmont Wildcats, 24 minutes, 48 seconds. It looks like Jaden Brown with that shot. My wife,
yeah, I believe so, yeah. Just that quick little drop off to Jaden from Megan that threw Naya. She lost the shooting foot, I believe, and it skipped underneath her hands. That was a great shot.
Left foot across. Far post. Oh, what a shot. What a great shot. Nobody could connect, and that was, in my opinion, the closest opportunity, the closest goal scoring opportunity for Wenatchee in this entire game.
That was a great looking ball across the middle, really dangerous. Cora, I believe, colliding in the back post with that and getting shaken up a little bit there.
Smith, nice shot, punched away. It's still in the middle of everything. And then the referee blows his whistle saying you cannot charge the goalkeeper inside the 6. It will be a free kick for Eastmont. Top of the box, cleared away by Tess Sparks. A big counter this time. There's Megan Chandler and Brown. Chandler and Brown is Chandler and the goalkeeper. Chandler. Vienna goes wide. Unbelievable job. Unbelievable job by Miss Hughes on that one, Matt Wisen.
Yeah, great job staying up, holding her ground, waiting for that ball just to be tapped out in front and timing that tackle just perfectly there.
Fry. And there's the whistle that calls this game a done deal, with Eastmont taking this one by a score of 1-0.
How does it feel to come across the bridge and take this one home?
I personally feel like it is amazing because I want to say this is the first time, and I have no idea how many years that we've actually came out with the W of the game. Yes, the win. I don't know. It just feels unreal, I guess, kind of. And I'm very proud of my team.
We've worked really hard since at least my and her freshman year to always beat Wenatchee, and each year it's gotten closer and closer, and it just feels like an overcome to be able to say we beat Wenatchee and be able to move on to the next games.
Very exciting, very entertaining soccer match. Also on the pitch last night, there was a lot going on. As a matter of fact, Moses Lake topped Eisenhower 5-1. Cashmere and Overlake played to a 1-1 tie. Sela shut out Quincy 5-0. Alfreda edged Othello 3-2. Let's talk volleyball. Les Schwab prep volleyball scoreboard. Wenatchee defended their home court with a 3-1 win over Eastmont. Quincy shut out Cashmere 3-0. Alfreda eased past East Valley of Yakima, and LaSalle took care of Cascade. Earlier in the day at the Wenatchee High School swimming pool, the Panthers no problems with the Eastmont Wildcats there, as you see a pretty dominating performance. We are getting ready to turn around and bring you another live sporting event tomorrow night right here on the NCAA Life Channel. Thursday Night Lights. It's a rarity, but it happens. The Eisenhower Cadets and the Wenatchee Panthers that leap off the field at the Apple Bowl. Grant Olson and Eric Granstrom will call the play-by-play. Pre-game 6:45, kickoff at 7 o'clock. The Cadets are 1-2. The Panthers are 2-1. The WIAA has announced the sites for the State High School Football Championships come December. They're all in Pierce County. They're not in the Tacoma Dome anymore. Mount Tahoma Stadium in Tacoma will host the Class 1B and 4A championships. Sparks Stadium in Puyallup will host the 3A and 2A title games. And finally, the Harry E. Lang Stadium in Lakewood will host the 1A and 2B championships. The games will all be played on Saturday, December 7th. The first games kick off at noon, second games at 4 o'clock. The WIAA Executive Board back in June voted not to renew their contract with the Tacoma Dome as the host site for the 6 football state championships. They said the fan experience wasn't good anymore. It cost too much to rent the dome. As a number of reasons why they're not going to do that anymore. All 3 of those stadiums are in the general Tacoma area. In fact, they're within a 13-mile radius of each other, so fans can purchase ticket to just one game and then go to all the other games. So that's kind of a pretty cool deal as well. Let's talk baseball. Garrett Cole had something to prove last night against the Mariners. He wanted the Houston single-season record for strikeouts, and he wanted to win his 19th game, and well, he did both. The Astros beat the Mariners. The final was 4-0. Cole needed 11 strikeouts to tie the mark set by J.R. Richard back in 1978. Well, the 29-year-old right-hander did that. He struck out 14 in 7 innings, so he has 316 strikeouts this year. He also earned his 19th victory. He combined with 2 relievers on a 4-hit shutout. J.P. Crawford and D. Gordon, the only Mariners to get 2 hits each. Tommy Malone worked 4 1/3 innings for the loss. He allowed 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. The 2 teams play again tonight. Zach Greinke and UC Kikuchi will pitch for the Astros and Mariners, respectively. Let's take a look at the Les Schwab American League West scoreboard as we're down to just the last few days of baseball's regular season. David Fletcher went 3 for 4 with a run and an RBI, led Los Angeles past Oakland 3-2. My Yankees lost Jai Min Choi. Unfortunately, he plays for Tampa Bay, and he hit the game-winning home run in the bottom of the 12th, so the Rays beat the Yankees 2-1. Jose Ramirez had a couple of home runs. Cleveland romps over the White Sox. So the 3-dog race for the 2 wildcard spots in the American League West tightens. The A's lead the Rays for the first spot. Cleveland is a half game back of Tampa Bay for the second spot. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Wednesday, 25 minutes after the hour. I had a lot of different obscure holidays to choose from on this 25th day of September. It's National One-Hit Wonder Day. It's National Comic Book Day. It's National Tune-Up Day. It's National Math Storytelling Day. I hate math, but we're going to go with National Lobster Day because it's National Lobster Day. Lobster's easy. You boil it, you dip it in melted butter, And it's down the road you go, Lobster Newburgh and Lobster Thermidor, or some of the great, Lobster Bisque. Oh, I love it. Large lobsters, the big ones, are estimated to be about 50 years old. I have fun facts about lobsters, wouldn't you know? Of course, lobsters live at the bottom of the sea. If they can avoid the lobster pot, some of them are pretty good at it, lobsters can live to be about 100 years old. Lobsters never stop growing. Lobsters are cannibals. If there's no other food around, the lobsters will eat other lobsters. And lobsters taste with their legs and they chew with their stomachs. And lobsters as a delicacy is fairly new. In fact, lobsters back in the day, in colonial times, a lobster was considered nothing. It was considered tasteless. They would feed lobsters to prisoners and livestock and goats. And then finally somebody came up with a great idea. Hey, what if we dip it in butter? Maybe we got something else going on there. Glad somebody thought that one up. Happy National Lobster Day. It is the 25th day of September, today in history. Happy birthday to the Bill of Rights. 230 years ago, the United States Congress, they passed 12 amendments to the United States Constitution, and they sent them off to the states for ratification. The Compensation Amendment, which was finally ratified in 1992, the 10 amendments that we know as the Bill of Rights, and one congressional amendment that never made the cut, didn't make it to the Constitution. It was the Congressional Apportionment Amendment. It's never been ratified. There are 435 voting members in the House of Representatives. That's by statute. The Congressional Apportionment Amendment, if ratified, it would have provided for one representative for every 50,000 people. There is no time limit, by the way, for this amendment, so it can still pass. It does not have a sunset clause, but it never passed. We are at 435 members, have been for over 100 years. But if it does pass, if I did the math, there's about 325 million people in the United States. So if they ever do pass the Congressional Apportionment Amendment, we would have 6,563 members in the House of Representatives. Thought I'd throw that out there. I think 435 is probably better. September 25th, 1978. PSA Flight 182, Pacific Southwest Airlines. It was a Boeing 727 going into landing at San Diego's airport. Unbeknownst to the pilots of the big jet, there was a small Cessna flying level below it as the flight, as the Boeing 727 went down to land with the landing gear down. He didn't see the Cessna. It basically smacked on top of the Cessna. They collided in midair. They crashed in San Diego. All 135 people on board the Boeing 727 were killed. 7 people on the ground were killed, and the 2 people on board the Cessna were also killed. It happened 41 years ago today, and that's one of the most dramatic photos you will ever see in your life. And finally, September 25th, 1980, 39 years ago today. You know, they say if you live the rock and roll lifestyle, it will eventually catch up with you. John Bonham, of course, Bonzo, the drummer with Led Zeppelin, while partying at Jimmy Page's house in England, drank 40 shots of vodka. 40 shots of vodka, passed out, fell asleep, and choked to death on his own vomit at the age of 32. 40 shots of vodka. That'll do it. Good night, John Bonham. 29 minutes after the hour. Birthdays. Phil Rizzuto was born 102 years ago today. Holy cow! He's in the Baseball Hall of Fame, was inducted in 1994, known as the Scooter, won a bunch of world championships with the New York Yankees. He was the 1950 American League MVP, and he spent 40 years broadcasting with the Yankees. The great Phil Rizzuto. We lost Phil a number of years ago. Phil Rizzuto, one of my favorites. Living legends, Michael Douglas is 75 years old today. There he is. He produced One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That was his first Academy Award. Nobody would touch it. Michael Douglas said, this will be a great movie. I'll produce it. Of course, The China Syndrome, Romancing the Stone is a great movie. Fatal Attraction, and he won an Oscar for his role in Wall Street. Michael Douglas is 75. His wife is 50. Catherine Zeta-Jones, who is Welsh by birth, is 50 years old today. So Michael Douglas is 75. His wife, Catherine, is 50. They share the same birthday. The very first supermodel in American history, Cheryl Tiegs, is now 72 years old today. Cheryl Tiegs is 72. Wow. The very first supermodel is 72. And Donald Glover, the actor, he raps, he's a producer, he's a screenwriter, Atlanta is his best known project. He's incredibly talented, and he's also celebrating a birthday today. He's 36 years old. Happy birthday to Donald. 30 minutes after the hour, going to take a break. Everyone is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. And then my conversation with two, or actually three, really cool people. The Royal Lady of the Autumn Leaf Festival, Charlotte Lay, the Royal Bavarian Kanzler, Scott Bradshaw, and the Grand Marshal of the parade coming up Saturday at noon, Jim Willems, will all be my guest. When we come back, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
My name is Ralph Sorensen, and I own Homestead Vinyl Products. We make vinyl fencing. We manufacture the vinyl fencing here. We also sell and install vinyl fencing.
Along with that, Homestead Vinyl Products sells cedar, chain link, custom-designed vinyl pergolas, arbors, gazebos, and ornamental fencing. To view complete projects, check their website, homesteadvinylpr.net, or stop by their showroom in Entiat on Highway 97A. When you're ready to purchase your next vehicle, make sure you stop by Sangster Motors. They're your locally owned and operated Buick and GMC dealer offering 4 acres of new and quality used inventory. Their philosophy is simple. They offer you the best product at a competitive price, all with impeccable service. Stop in today, have some popcorn or coffee at Gear Up Java, let the kids play, and talk with one of the Sangsters about your next vehicle. You'll find them on the corner of 9th and Miller in Wenatchee or online at sangstermotors.com. Caring about your family is what brings you back to theirs.
At the Siren Song Vineyard Estate Winery and Restaurant on the south shore of Lake Chelan, you'll discover a variety of handcrafted wines and a European-inspired menu. Join us for live music, private events and weddings, cooking classes, and more. Sip, dine, and take in the stunning views of Lake Chelan at Siren Song. Visit sirensongwines.com for hours and event information. Everyone has a siren song. What's yours?
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, one of the many suggestions being kicked around to deter school shootings is improved mental health services. Well, I agree with that concept, that better identification of potential shooting perpetrators and the application of directed and subjective services to such individuals is definitely a step in the right direction. However, as with all suggestions to deter school shootings, better mental health services is a limited answer, as mental health counseling is only effective if the individual receiving the services wants to be helped. The old joke comes to mind. How many counselors does it take to change somebody? Or how does it take to change a light bulb is what I mean. Well, only one, but the light bulb has to want to be changed. I messed up that joke. Hey, but this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, you know, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
Mm-hmm. It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging and Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It is a beautiful day for a conversation with royalty. I love doing that. The 55th Autumn Leaf Festival is coming up this weekend, of course, in the lovely Bavarian village of Leavenworth, or right outside the gazebo. And my guest for the first interview segment of this program is the Royal Lady, Charlotte Lay, who obviously, to be in royalty, you have to be, first of all, just a good-looking woman, and Charlotte qualifies for that. Outside of that, Charlotte, I'm very curious, how did you become the Royal Lady of the Autumn Leaf Festival?
You know, the story is amazing how somebody becomes the Royal Lady.
And it's the best kept secret in Leavenworth.
Can you give it out?
Well, sure, but not everything. But
Okay.
I can tell you that there are 3 people on the nominating committee, and this has been going on for years. And they are on the committee for 3 years. And the person that asked me if I would be Royal Lady for the year, because it's quite a commitment, a year of, traveling and
Appearances, all that stuff.
absolutely.
Yep.
And so I know one person that was on the committee because that's the person that asked me. And so this person falls off the committee and they bring on somebody else. And nobody knows who they are except for the people on the committee, and then they're sworn to secrecy.
So there is a little subterfuge going on there.
It's awesome.
So you have no idea
Nope.
the 3-person committee that selected you.
Correct.
That is cool.
It's way cool.
I like how they do that.
Uh-huh.
How did you get the word? Was it a phone call, a text?
phone call.
And your reaction was?
I don't think I could speak for easily
Pretty emotional?
30 seconds. I think the person even said, "Are you still there?" Because I was just so shocked. Never in a million years would I have dreamt that they would ask me to be Royal Lady. But so I gave it some thought because it is a commitment. Yeah. And then I called the person back and said, because first of all, it's an honor.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, can I live up to that? And so I called the person back and said I would be happy to. And then just scheduled my year around the appearances and
your
the
year
things
is
I would
actually
need to do.
kind of coming to an end right now, right? Because the festival season is starting to wind down.
It is, but my understanding, and I'll find out more as we go, like there'll be appearances at Christmas lighting, there'll be things in probably Oktoberfest. So I'm not really sure, but I'm up for whatever they need, But yes, as far as actually going to other festivals and things like that, this is pretty much it.
Was your husband supportive of this when
Very.
you said?
I asked him first.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Like, are you willing to come with me and do this? And then the Royal Lady can really not go anywhere by herself. She has to have a chaperone. So that was one thing I asked the person that asked me. I have to choose a chaperone, and it has to be a past Royal Lady.
Okay.
Of course, because she knows the ropes.
Yeah.
And so I chose my chaperone, and then that person called the chaperone to see if she would be my chaperone. But she doesn't tell you. I mean, the person calling to ask, I know this sounds kind of weird, but they don't say, "Oh, Charlotte's the Royal Lady." They say, "Would you be the chaperone for the new Royal Lady?" So everything is very secretive.
Yeah. And I think the word you used was weird, and I can see that.
Yeah.
But I like it.
It's so much
I like
fun.
it.
I mean, how many places do this?
Let me ask you this, Charlotte. Do you have any idea why they selected you? I mean, now you don't know who did it, but there must be a reason for it that they thought Charlotte would be the perfect lady for this.
I think because they look for somebody that's an ambassador for Leavenworth that can. It's supposed to be, you have to be over 50 years old.
And so you barely qualified.
Barely. I was
yeah.
so thankful.
Yeah.
And then you have to know how to speak and kind of talk. That's the only criteria. So if you think, oh, I'm going to volunteer a bazillion hours, that doesn't have anything to do with it. It might help.
Yeah.
But I have been president for Autumn Leaf Festival Association for many years and been on the road. So it was kind of fun to actually be the Royal Lady and not do any of the work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work.
You just
to
smile
this.
and wave for a great deal of the part.
And I heard so much of, what can we get you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Oh, wow, yeah.
You've been everywhere. You went up to the Peach Festival in Penticton, the Lilac Festival in
yes.
Spokane. You've been down to Portland. You've been everywhere as an ambassador to the great city of Leavenworth. Any particular moment or any particular festival that stands out as just a great moment that you've had during the festival season?
I think one of the towns we went to, it kind of surprised me. The audience was so on fire. As soon as the Leavenworth float came by and they were here listening to the chicken dance, they just went crazy. And the hollering and the chicken dancing and Linda Bradshaw and Steve. I mean, I'm up on the float, so I just get to wave and chicken dance, which is weird for me, in the chair. But we got the police to do the chicken dance. We got, curmudgeons that were sitting there to do the chicken dance. I mean, how can you not when that comes on? It just puts a smile on everybody's face.
And now the roles reverse. All the other festivals that go from May, I think the Apple Blossom Festival in Wenatchee is like the first festival, and it kind of works its way all the way through into October. Now they're coming here,
Yes.
and you're the host.
Yes.
And you're the hostess. Talk about that.
Actually, the Royal Bavarians are the host. However, Autumn Leaf, I just again get to play the royal lady and just talk to everybody. And I do have a royal lady walk on Saturday. I believe it's at 8. I haven't double checked that. And I get to take whoever wants to go on a special walk. So I've been working on that as to where I would like to take them, and I think I've got it finalized.
It's funny. We've been talking again. We're talking to Charlotte, who's the royal lady. I haven't really asked about yourself. Introduce yourself to our television family, because outside of your royal duties, what else do you do besides hurt your finger moving furniture?
Oh, yeah, that was a tough one.
Anyway,
a
little bit about yourself.
I've been here about 20 years. I used to have two businesses here in town. And I just wanted to leave the hectic life and come over here and get totally involved with Leavenworth. So the first thing I did to get involved was I looked in the Echo, the newspaper, and I looked at all the volunteering opportunities there. And I saw this one that said Autumn Leaf. And what they do is they go around and promote Leavenworth. And I thought, how fun can that be?
Yeah.
So I went down the next week and went to the first meeting, and in history.
Well, this is the Heritage Festival. We oftentimes kid Leavenworth on my show about, I think there's something going on in Leavenworth this weekend.
Yeah.
But, there's Oktoberfest, and there's all the different festivals, there's everything that goes on. But this festival dates back to 1964. This is the 55th Autumn Leaf Festival, so it actually predates the renaming and the rebranding of Leavenworth as a Bavarian village. It goes
kind of.
It goes even before that a little bit.
Yeah,
but
just
this is the oldest of all the festivals.
Yes.
In Leavenworth.
So, and it was the first. They call it the granddaddy. So, and it used to be 2 weeks long.
Right.
But as life goes on, things change. And now it's one weekend, but it's so much fun.
Well, before we cut you loose, Charlotte, you're busy. She actually has a job. One last question. Outside of the parade, I'm going to put the parade aside. What's going to be your favorite event coming up this weekend for Autumn Leaf Festival? Of all the things that are going on, the one thing that you don't want to miss outside of the centerpiece, the parade.
Of the parade?
You're right.
Well, I'm pretty excited. I have lots of family coming.
Oh, good.
From San Diego and Spokane and Bellevue, and so I'm really excited for them. They've never seen this, and to see me as royal lady, and to take them through my journey as to what I do as I speak and do other things, and so they'll get to see what it's all about. So I'm really excited
family
about
is
that.
family.
Yeah.
That's great. That's good for them coming from all over the place to celebrate this moment with you. And this is about it for you. You have a few more festivals, and then you go through the Christmas season, and then you get to finally quiet down a little bit.
Yes, it'll quiet down, and then the next royal lady will be selected the first Tuesday in March.
Okay. Well, you did. Kudos to the mystery committee that selected Charlotte, because they did a great job. They did a really good job.
Thank you.
You are a great ambassador to Leavenworth.
I love it.
And we look forward to seeing you at the parade this weekend, and thanks for doing this. Thanks for taking time out and visiting with us.
You're absolutely welcome.
Absolutely. Do you have any royal power you can do? Do you have like a?
I don't. They
off with
keep
their head
that.
or anything like
they
that?
keep that kind of secret. I'm not allowed.
Charlotte, great job. We love you. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. More from the Bavarian village of Leavenworth when we come back.
Presenting a whole new line of more powerful, more fuel-efficient tractors from Coyote. It may not be the kind your grandfather bought 60 years ago, but it's probably the kind he'd buy today. Test drive one at your local Coyote dealer.
Rose Tractor, quality brands you can trust year after year.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're continuing our coverage here of the 55th Autumn Leaf Festival coming up this weekend in the lovely Bavarian village of Leavenworth. Speaking of lovely, Charlotte was a phenomenal lady, and now, well, I'm stuck with Scott and Jim, so it is what it is. Introduce yourselves to our television audience and tell us what your role is for this weekend. You go first.
Good morning, Dan. My name is Scott Bradshaw. I'm the Kanzler for the Royal Bavarians for 2019 and representing the hosting group that hosts the Autumn Leaf Festival and various other events in town.
Jim?
Good morning. I'm Jim Willems, representing, I guess, the Grand Marshal of the Autumn Leaf Parade. And I've been Kanzler and everything else along the way.
So you are the Grand Marshal?
I am the Grand Marshal.
How did you get that? How did you land that?
I was asked by the president of Autumn Leaf
one
evening if I would consider doing it, and I was very willing to accept the duty.
Well, it's an incredible honor.
Yes, it's a very big honor.
What did you do to deserve it, I guess, Jim?
I'm not quite sure, but I got to town in 1978, and I've basically been involved since 1978, so it's I started with the Chamber of Commerce and Christmas lighting, and then went on the Royal Bavarians. I was Kanzler of Royal Bavarians in '92, and then went on and was a president of Project Byron in 2001, and then since then we've just been doing our horses in the parades every year. Our first horse parade was 1997, and we've been in the parades ever since.
So I guess the question is, why did it take them so long to name you Grand Marshal?
Well, I guess maybe because I hadn't impressed them yet. I don't know. But at any rate, I'm just honored as can be to be able to do this year, and we're just looking forward to having a lot of fun in the parade. I will be riding on my own horses.
Okay.
We're doing a 4-up. It's 4 in hand on a European-type carriage, and there's somebody else will be driving, and I'll be able to wave at the crowd and look at the crowd and enjoy the crowd.
Is that what you do when you're not the Grand Marshal? What is it that you do?
Yeah, in the past, since '97, we've been in every Autumn Leaf Parade except 2. One year we were in Munich for the Oktoberfest parade, and another year my wife was not able to help me, so we were out. So 2 years we were out, but the rest of the time we've been in, and we've been in most of the Oktoberfest processions too, and most of the Mayfest processions. So that's what we do with our horses, and we have fun doing it.
I bet
and
you
we
do.
enjoy doing it, and it's part of the Bavarian theme, and we're just excited.
Are the horses temperamentally suited to parades? Because you've seen horses that they just don't like doing. They don't like walking on asphalt. They don't like crowds. They don't like noises.
Well, it's our desire to think that they will be suited, and we've been working with them now. Everybody in harness has been in harness for 10 years.
Okay.
And we've been working for the last 8 weeks. Twice a week we've been doing the horse thing at home up and down the road with my handler, Dennis Jaspers, who does the driving for me because I'm getting too old. And so, no, we've been training, and we're pretty sure that these horses will do very well.
Scott, let's talk to you just a little bit. Your job this weekend entails what exactly?
Well, as the Kanzler, basically, I'm the head of the group that hosts all of our guests into town. We're a member of the Northwest Festival Hosting Association, and so 10 other groups from various festivals throughout the Northwest will be sending our representatives to Leavenworth to help us celebrate. And so, as the official hosting group, we host those folks. Plus, we host any other dignitaries that come to town to visit us and to see our beautiful parade in our beautiful country.
So you've been traveling too. You've been doing the other festivals. You've been going to Penticton and Spokane and Portland and Wenatchee and all those other ones, right?
Yes, we go to like you said, Penticton. We go up to New Westminster for the Hyack Parade. We go to Spokane for the Lilac Parade. Of course, Wenatchee for Apple Blossom. We went to Kashmir for their parade. We were down in Portland for the Grand Flower Parade down there, and had just a great time. We were at Spokane for Seafair. So we travel all over the Northwest, starting starting in April and going through September with the various parades.
Yeah, you still have more work to do even after this. Isn't there a couple more festivals left, or is this it for you guys?
No, actually, Autumn Leaf is the last festival of the year, and then we start all over with next year we'll have a new Kanzler, and we'll have a new parade set up, and we have to start working on the float, helping.
Sure. Speaking of that, your float has won a bunch of hardware this year.
Oh, that's it
almost
has.
every festival, you guys are taking home some trophies.
I think only in one festival we didn't take home a trophy, and that's because our float broke down, which is something that happens more frequently than we want. But we have essentially won an award in every parade we've been in, and it's just been a very pleasing year. It's amazing to be walking in the parade, doing the chicken dance, and watching the reaction of the crowd. The children just love us, and the people will start doing the chicken dance with us, and just yelling, "We love Leavenworth. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. We will be there for Christmas lighting.
We'll
be there." So it's just fantastic.
Well, I asked Royal Lady Charlotte, I said, what of all the festivals that she's been to, with all of them like you, is there any one that stands out? And she mentioned there was one festival that looked like a bunch of people who would never ever do the chicken dance in 100 million years was doing the chicken dance.
That's right.
So you guys bring that enthusiasm with you.
It's amazing. We'll be walking in a parade, and we'll see some people with frowny faces, and they're sitting there going, "Well, I'm at another parade," and all of a sudden we show up and start interacting with the crowd and bringing them out, and there'll be people with a frown on their face. Pretty soon they're smiling and laughing and joining in, and it's really rewarding. And hearing people yell out, "Yay, we love Leavenworth," is just a real thrill.
Well, there's a reason to love Leavenworth. Besides being gorgeous, the people are fantastic. Talk about the people. Talk about volunteers. No volunteers, no Autumn Leaf Festival Parade. This is entirely a volunteer-driven organization.
Yeah, that's correct. There's two organizations involved. Autumn Leaf Festival Association, which my wife will be the president next year. They're basically ones responsible for the festival itself, and they're the ones that build and put on the floats, and actually are responsible for getting the floats there and providing most of the walkers. The Royal Bavarians, we support the Autumn Leaf Festival Association by sending a representative, usually the Kanzler, to all of the events, and to actually host all of the other festivals when they come here to Leavenworth.
Jim, let me ask you this. So you're in the parade. What are you going to be doing before the parade and after the parade to enjoy yourself, not as an official Leavenworth guy, but just to enjoy the festivities? What are you going to be doing besides riding in the parade?
Well, I just enjoyed this for so many years. Like this weekend, we have a group of my festival friends from '92. We're hosting them here in Leavenworth on our annual get-together. It's called a Has-Been Deal. So I enjoy the camaraderie of the folks we've been with. I enjoy meeting the people that'll come again that I'll see, and I enjoy the events, enjoy coming to dinner, all of it.
Outside of the parade, what would be some of the can't-miss events that people who might not be familiar with the Autumn Leaf Festival? Everybody knows the parade. Everybody loves a parade. But what else would you really recommend people check out?
Well, yesterday I did a walk on the river walk, and it's just a gorgeous river walk. It's a walk that very few people do. And you really need to take the opportunity and do that if you come to Leavenworth. It's not crowded, and you see Leavenworth from a whole nother perception. And so that would I encourage. And I also encourage just walking downtown and seeing the flowers are just lovely. The restaurants are great. You can't miss.
You'll be happy to know the weather Saturday is going to be pretty good. It's going to be autumn. And then the leaves are starting to change a little bit too, aren't they? So it's getting that autumnal feel here in Leavenworth.
Well, we'd like to hope so, because it's always more fun when there's a lot of sunshine. And we have about 300 days of sunshine. So let's hope that weekend will be one of those weekends.
I know you're busy, Scott. Let me ask you, if you don't have all this information on the top of your head, don't worry about it. Some of the highlight events that are going to be taking place this weekend in Leavenworth, again, outside of the Grand Parade, which starts at noon, I believe, correct?
That's correct.
What are some of the other events that you want to spotlight?
Well, the Royal Lady will have her Volkswagen on Saturday morning, and she always has something special planned for the Volkswagen. Anybody can join in that. On Sunday, we're going to have a car show, and that's always very, very well attended. We got some great cars all across the spectrum of fancy new cars, all the way to some really nice antique cars will be shown here in the park. And I guess really the highlight of the whole weekend is the Grand Parade, and we always have a great great number of bands and some fantastic floats. So I think the most important thing is the Grand Parade. But again, the Royal Lady Walk, and like Jim said, just come down and visit our city, visit our town, take in the river walk is fantastic. If you get a chance, if you want to get out of town a little bit, go up the icicle to the Icicle Canyon. It's very similar to a miniature Grand Canyon, only with trees. So do some things like that, and you can see how beautiful and wonderful this place is that Jim and I are both love.
And you're great ambassadors, not quite as pretty as Charlotte, but you're still great ambassadors for the city of Leavenworth. And I don't know anybody who's ever come to Leavenworth and gone back and said, I went to Leavenworth and had a rotten time. It just doesn't happen. It's almost guaranteed. The 55th Autumn Leaf Festival is this weekend here in the Bavarian village of Leavenworth. Scott and Jim, thanks for taking some time out for your busy schedules and visiting us. And we're looking forward to seeing you right here come this weekend. Looking forward to it.
Right. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Dan. And I just want to say my involvement with these parades would not be possible without my wife and my two good friends that help me with my horses. So big shout out and thanks to them.
We look forward to seeing you as the centerpiece of the Grand Parade on Saturday.
To it also.
Yeah,
So thank you.
It starts at noon, and it has a kind of a strange route. All you have to do is go to the Leavenworth, go to the Autumn Leaf Festival website. It's easy to find, and you can see the route, and you can stake out your claim of real estate on Saturday morning. But I can guarantee you, right in front of us here, it'll be the sea of people. It'll be a great time. Looking forward to it. Have a great time, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing the show.
Thank
You're
you.
watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. Now you can fish like a pro without breaking the bank thanks to the ProMag aluminum fishing boat by Smokercraft. It features a great layout with a spacious bow casting platform, huge live wells, and in-floor storage to safely stow your gear. See the Smokercraft line of boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
In the heart of apple country sits Lone Pine Fruit and Espresso, a cozy cafe, a fabulous fruit stand, and an eclectic gift shop. Stop in for a hard cider, local brew, or an espresso. The cool, crisp air brings in a harvest of fresh veggies and fall fruits like pears, plums, and apples. Have lunch and choose the perfect pumpkin for your pie or porridge. Celebrate the season with a trip to Lone Pine Fruit and Espresso.
And we are back here. The last item of business before we send you on your way is your weather forecast from the National Weather Service. Get ready for a big change. Beautiful day today. No problems at all. Just like yesterday, only not as windy. In fact, no wind at all. Just lots of sunshine. It will top off about, about 71 degrees. A couple of clouds tonight, 57 for the overnight low. Looking good Thursday. Lots of sunshine. Again, about 71. A little breezy at times on Thursday. Now, Friday is when things really start to change. It's going to be breezy all day Friday, but look at the high temperature. It's only going to be about 63 degrees, and then we have a big cold front comes in Friday night into Saturday. We have a graphic to show you that again. I like to call it the giant guitar pick. Do we have that ready, Megan? There it is, the giant guitar pick over most of North America. So it's going to get unseasonably cold, and this is all going to happen Friday night into Saturday. Saturday's just going to be Saturday's going to feel more like November. You're going to have a little bit of wind. It's going to be, the temperature is going to be well below normal. In fact, the overnight low on Saturday night into Sunday is going to be in the 30s, and that's for the Wenatchee Valley. Many other locations could be right down near freezing on the overnight low Saturday into Sunday. So wouldn't you know, just in time for the weekend, we're going to cloud up. We're going to cool way down. Sorry, don't shoot the messenger. Provided the show isn't canceled, we'll see you Thursday. Take care. Bye-bye.